Hi students. Okay, so this is our last vocabulary for Lord of the Flies. This is part 3, chapters 8 through 12. So do make sure you are listening. Remember, research says you need about 20 hits on a word, so just by listening, you're adding to those hits. And as always, pause as necessary. So our first word is cynically, and this is an adverb. It means scornfully negative comment or act. It came from our text in the sentence, he walked slowly into the middle of the clearing and looked steadily at the skull that gleamed as white as ever the conch had done and seemed to jeer at him cynically. My example sentence is, cynically, I responded that it didn't matter if I studied or not because I wasn't going to pass the exam. Remember, when you write your sentences, please make sure they relate to our novel. So cynically. So what word is related to cynical that we've already studied? It would be scornful, word coming out of our definition for this. So please write scornful on your paper right below the word in the 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you rate your word knowledge as well, please. Second word is rebuke. Rebuke. Please rate your word knowledge on this, 1, 2, 3, or 4. And this is a verb meaning to express disapproval or reprimand. Piggy rebuked him with dignity. I haven't said anything all that funny. Example sentence is that I rebuked my puppy after she got into the trash to eat the salmon skin. To rebuke. So, thinking about our words that we studied previously, who would one rebuke? Thinking about all our 20 previous words, we might rebuke somebody who was errant. So please write the word errant on the line below your 1, 2, 3, 4. Rebuke. Our third word is buffet. Notice this is not a buffet, it is buffet. And this is a verb. It means a blow, a violent shock or a concussion. A buffet of wind made him stagger, and he saw that he was out in the open on rock under a brassy sky. Example sentence is the wind and waves buffeted the small boat in the open ocean. Buffet. Please write your own sentence for the word buffet related to our novel. Buffet. Next word is befouled, and this is a verb, to make dirty or filthy. The green light and glossy patches of sunshine played over their befouled bodies. My example sentence is, my dog befouled herself by rolling in the salmon carcasses at the beach. Needless to say, it was a stinky ride home. Befouled, to make something dirty or filthy. Please write your own sentence for befouled, related to the novel. Our next word is torrid. Please write your word knowledge for torrid. It's an adjective meaning scorching or burning. In the novel, it says, sitting on the tremendous rock in the torrid sun, Roger received this news as an illumination. Example sentence would be, Romeo and Juliet's torrid love affair led to their deaths. Or, the torrid heat kept us inside the whole summer I lived in Phoenix, Arizona. Torrid, scorching or burning. Torrid. Our next word is truculently. This is an adverb meaning fiercely or brutally harsh. Truculently. Truculently, they squared up to each other but kept just out of fighting distance. My example sentence is, I truculently swatted at the bee that was flying around my head. Truculently, fiercely or brutally harsh. Truculently. So think about our previous words, and what is another word for truculently that we've studied, a related word, a synonym? If you think malevolent, you would be correct. Please write the word malevolent in the first column of our word truculently. Malevolently. Our next word is talisman, and this is a noun. It's an amulet or a good luck charm. By him stood Piggy still holding out the talisman, the fragile shining beauty of the shell. Example sentence, how did a rabbit's foot on a keychain become a talisman? I think it's gross. Or, another example, my talisman is the locket, cross, or wishbone I wear around my neck for good luck. Talisman, an amulet or a good luck charm. Talisman. Good luck charm. Talisman. Our next word is inimical. Inimical. This is an adjective meaning unfriendly or hostile. To carry, he must speak louder, and this would rouse those striped and inimical creatures from their feasting by the fire. Inimical, unfriendly, or hostile. My example sentence is, my neighbor has an inimical chihuahua that barks at me every time I walk past her house. It's quite a hostile creature. Even my pit bull is afraid of it. True story. The inimical chihuahua. Unfriendly. Inimical. Can you consider our previous words and identify a synonym to inimical that we've studied? If you're thinking malevolently again, you would be correct. Please write malevolent on the line in the first column. Inimical, malevolent. Our next word is ululation, and this is a noun. It means a howl or a cry. Ululation. Eric raised his head and achieved a faint ululation by beating on his open mouth. Can you do that? The ululation. Example. While riding up the chairlift at Eagle Crest, I hear all kinds of excited ululations from people shredding the gnar. Another example. Many dogs begin their ululations when they hear an ambulance's siren. One night while walking down Basin Road, I heard a pack of wolf ululations. Semicolon. It was beautiful. Ululation. Howl or cry. Ululation. Our next word is ensconce, and this is a verb meaning to cover or shelter. He would creep into the thicket, squeeze between the twisted stems, ensconce himself so deep that only a crawler like himself could come through. Ensconce, to cover or shelter. Example, playing hide and seek, kids will ensconce themselves from each other. Another example, it is hilarious to ensconce oneself, to jump out and scare someone. Ensconce, to cover or shelter. To ensconce, to cover or shelter, like to hide. Ensconce. Our next word is cordon. This is a noun, enclosing or guarding an area. That way they might hope to keep the cordon unbroken right across the island. Cordon. Example is after someone broke into the building, the police set up a cordon until they were done collecting evidence. Cordon. Enclosing or guarding an area. A police cordon. It could be a verb. You could say, I cordoned off an area. That would make it a verb. But otherwise, the way they use it in the novel, the boys created a cordon with their bodies. That would make a noun. Next word is crepitation. And this is a noun, a cackling or popping sound. He heard a curious trickling sound and then a louder crepitation, as if someone were unwrapping great sheets of cellophane. Another word for cellophane is saran wrap. Crepitation. Example is Rice Krispies make crepitations when you add milk. Bubble wrap makes crepitations when you walk across it. So a cackling or popping sound. Crepitation. Please write your own sentence for crepitation related to our novel. And that is the end of our vocab for part 3 of our novel.